Uh-oh, something stopped. Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry, my YouTube crashed. Give me 2 seconds so I can pull up the wonderful video I was about to play. Hope everyone is doing fabulously well. I know you are, and I know I am, and I know Joel is too. So we want to celebrate him. Okay. Oops. Tech difficulties. All right. Almost there. Almost there.
One, two, 1, 2. Ride to town, shoot 'em up, keep on going. 'Cause I got a job to do, and I don't stop for no one. Get your gun, kiss your wife, and lock up your daughter. Don't let her fall in love with the pale rider. Many men have quickly found I'm unforgiving. They say dying ain't no way to make a living. Get your gun and bet your life if you're a gambler. And you draw a dead man's hand against the pale rider. I rode down into Mexico. What I came for, I think you know. Take another life, it's all the same. It's one more killing to the man that has no name. Ride to town, shoot 'em up, keep on going. 'Cause I got a job to do, and I'll be gone come morning. Get your gun, kiss your wife, and hug your daughter. Tell her you're all to me, the pale rider. Don't let her fall in love with the pale rider. And I rode down into Mexico. What I came for, I think you know. Take another life, it's all the same. It's one more killing to the man that has no name. It's one more bullet to the man that has no name.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Looks like a witch hat. Okay. I don't know how to fix all that stuff, but hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Happy Sunday to whoever is here. My name is Noni. I am based out in San Francisco, California, Pacific time zone. For those of you who don't know, it seems like a lot of people have have thought that I live in the East Coast, but I don't. I live all the way in the West Coast in California, 3 hours behind our East Coast friends. And I'm very excited to have this show today because the guest today is a very spectacular individual. I don't know much about Joel Felsentine. I've only seen him here and there randomly in different areas, but never really had the opportunity to talk to him or learn about him, except from other people, and of course reading his profile and that he's a musician. So I was very excited to learn about him, and I'm glad that he agreed to be a guest on this show. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here at Sunday, 9 a.m. my time and 5 p.m. English time or time in the UK. So, if you have any questions for him as we're having the conversation, please feel free to jot them down in the comment section, and we'd be more than happy to get them if we can, if we have the time, or maybe we can have a separate like Q&A, and then Joel can answer all those questions in writing or in the comment section if need be. So why don't I bring our guest of honor on the stage now? Hello there. How are you doing today, Joel?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And as I was saying earlier, I'm so thrilled and glad that you agreed to be here. I actually didn't know how you were going to respond, because you and I don't really know each other. We never really communicated before, and except for that one time when I was having my Sing Your Heart Out event, and you asked me if it could be a different time, so you could join us. So thank you for being here on your Sunday evening. I really appreciate it. So So what I initially knew about you, just in general, was that you were living with autism and that you were a musician, which is very fascinating to me because I'm all about neurodivergence and all about people who have different brain functions or people with brains who are wired differently. And not to mention, I didn't tell you during our initial call, was that I actually worked with autistic children between the ages of 6 up until 12, when I was in college, getting my bachelor's. And it was just an internship opportunity that I got. And one of the children who I was working with, he was 6 years old, and he had just learned to say hi. And then of course he was in the younger group, and then there was an older group. I think he was 11 or 12 years old. He had Asperger's syndrome. So, of course, he could communicate and all that stuff properly, but he would have um, challenges socially with kids his age. And then I had a third person. He was about 8 years old, and he was the one who was considered more on the extreme side of autism, the spectrum. He had a fascination with uh, those superhero toys, the miniatures. And if one was misplaced, lost, or broken, he would have a traumatic experience with that. So definitely want to learn more about you as a person, about your journey, and also some stereotypes that I found that we can probably debunk because of the lived experiences that we have. So why don't we start off with who is Joel? Who are you? Where are you from? And aside from curly hair, what what is yeah, we just who's Joel? Who's Mr. Felsenstein?
Uh, I'm I'm from the UK. I know that's not right now the flavour of the month at the moment, especially in the States right now. But uh, I'm from the UK. I'm really born and raised, and was diagnosed at the age of 9, but I already had prior to that wanted to and was already teaching myself to play drums because um I was tapping on everything that I could find before that. So and then and then I started official lessons at the age of 7. Now I haven't really stopped learning. I haven't really stopped learning, and I don't think you can ever stop learning really. Um, I'm currently I'm currently trying to teach myself some the one of the hardest pieces to play from the band Toto, Rosanna. Um, so yeah, so I'm trying to that is my challenge, and oh my the first challenge I can actually control. You're on mute.
So sorry. After all this time, I'm on mute. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. And also, I'm kind of curious about why drums. What's so fascinating about drums to you that you geared towards playing the drums and even teaching? Right, your teacher.
Yeah. So, as someone who is on the spectrum, I mean, growing up, I had my moments uh, where I went through several things, literally went through several things. um, and at some point, I must have, I must have always had the musical side in me, but it came out in the most unusual way. I I had sprained my ankle by what every kid does, fall out of bed. But this time it was a bit of an unusual one because my mum put a mattress on the floor to effectively stop me from doing that. Although it actually, I fell onto the mattress and into the closet. So hello. Um, so that didn't really help, and I sprained my ankle that way. Then I ended up going to a friend's wedding, but I couldn't do any dancing, so I was literally sat in my pushchair in front of the stage. At one point, I must have pointed at the back of the stage and said, "I want to learn that."
Mm. So, I mean, we're talking about your drum journey, but how did you even come across the journey of wanting to be a musician or play music?
Well, my sister, well, one of my sisters anyway, I've got two. What my middle sister is very musical herself. Um, and I grew up. I was born in the 90s, but I grew up listening to a lot of 80s and 70s stuff. Um, don't know how I managed to, don't know where that came from, but it's something in music just spoke to me, and 30 odd years later, here we are.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty awesome. So basically, it's like a familial thing. So your
Yeah,
sister was musically inclined. She was awesome at it, and then you picked it up from her, and then
yeah,
found your own rhythm within music, pretty much. Okay,
yes,
that is pretty awesome. And the fact that you just had to clarify that you were a '90s baby. I just feel old now. So thank you for that. So okay, that's awesome. And then I'm talking to you now, and you said that you found out you were diagnosed when you were 9 years old. So what prompted your family members to have you uh, get checked out or go to the doctors or things like that?
I just think they wanted to know what else I had to, beside my medical
Got it.
ailments.
That's good to know that they were open to seeing if there was something else as well within their children and support them as they can, or with the resources that they had. So that's a very good thing. So that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And um, did you by any chance learn any different languages aside from music when you were growing up, or were you guys still just speaking English and then of course the music family?
Okay, music, English. Not a musical family. My sister's musical. My dad did play the trumpet in school. Mum did play guitar in school and keyboard rather. And but they were a family of teachers.
Really?
Yeah,
What did they teach?
my dad history,
Okay.
and my mum was, I don't know, English or maths or something.
Okay, so one of those critical subjects. Both of
Yeah,
them were teaching critical subjects. That is awesome. And now look at you, teacher yourself as a drummer, a drumming instructor, right?
yeah.
Okay. And are your students neurodivergent themselves, or is it open to all?
One is, but that's just uh, by chance,
Hmm. Okay.
and the other two are much older.
There too. I'm sorry, what was that?
The other two are much older,
Much older. Okay. Okay. I
so
thought you said,
60s, 70s.
oh wow. Okay, that's awesome.
And
I'm
the
so
and the younger one's 14.
14 and then later in the years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I apologize. I thought you said one is neurodivergent and the other two are my children.
No, one is neurodivergent and the other two are adults.
Adult.
Might be um might be on the spectrum, who knows?
Who knows? That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So I guess now that we learned a little bit about you and then your family and all of that, I wanted to see if we can break down some stereotypes about autism because we have there's so much of it, right? And like I
Yep.
said to you earlier, I was working with autistic children, and a lot of stereotypes are kind of born when you don't know much about people who are not similar to you. Um, so I'm pulling up a website called the autismlearningpartners.com, and they provided 8 common stereotypes of autism. So the first one is autistic people are aggressive.
It's a
Uh,
generalization.
Generalization for sure. And then the second stereotype is individuals with autism become obsessed about certain things. Uh,
Again, not everybody.
Not everybody, that's right. And then the third stereotype is individuals with autism are really smart. And then the fourth one is countering that statement. It says individuals with autism are unintelligent, which is not true at all. Um, then the fifth stereotype that they list is individuals with autism cannot communicate, which is definitely not true. Definitely not true. The sixth stereotype is, excuse me, that individuals with autism look different, which is also not true. We all look like normal human beings. And then the seventh stereotype that they list is individuals with autism don't have emotions. I have to beg to differ on that part because the children I worked with definitely did have a lot of emotions and they felt like everyone else. And the last stereotype that they're mentioning is individuals with autism cannot have relationships. So, from the 8 stereotypes that I just listed, and I can list the website in the comment section afterwards. What do you think about that?
I can tell already that the person who wrote it is not on the spectrum,
Hmm.
or the people who call themselves experts are just not at all.
Yeah.
Um, and they just tarring each person with the same brush. I mean, without me going off on a rant, I don't think we've got time for that. Um,
This is your show today, Joel.
I would say,
If you want to go on
I
a
would,
rant, go for
I
it.
would say that most of, if not all of those things, are wholly inaccurate.
Hmm. I mean, they are stereotypes, right? And they also listed,
And one I believe, one of the things you mentioned, I believe, contradicts itself.
yes, it does.
The one which autistic people don't have emotion, yet they are prone to anger. Well, what the heck is that? An emotion.
Hmm. The one that contradicts, the one that I was mentioning that contradicts itself was, um, individuals with autism are really smart. And then immediately after that, they say individuals with autism are unintelligent. So they're listing all of these 8 things as stereotypes and that they want to debunk them. And they have an entire explanation per stereotype that they break down as to why it's incorrect. So I think this would be a good resource for people who are neurotypical to have
Yeah.
access to learn more about why those stereotypes are not to be applied to everybody. Uh, and I actually thought that the fact that a stereotype is that people who live with autism are they look different, but what they
What are we meant to
clarify,
look like?
yeah. But the thing is that they clarified. They said sometimes people who are autistic they also have some other variations that put them in a wheelchair or something like that. So that's looking different.
It is true, but it's not down to autism.
Right. That's what they said too. That doesn't mean that it automatically means that you're autistic. So, but yeah, this was an eye-opening article for me too, and I wanted to share that with you as well, just to get a lived experience, real life experience to see what actually can be debunked from someone like you. So that is awesome. And so, like I said, stereotypes and other stereotypes exist about the types of interests that people with autism
Yeah.
have, like science and math, and they can calculate the most complex things in their minds. And I've often also wondered about that. Like, is there an artistic creativity that people with autism have? And that's when you came in and you're talking about music and being the founder of the company that you created and things like that. So can you teach us about that or share a little bit more about what your musical creativity, how it comes, and the organization that you founded?
I mean, the creativity, how it comes. In the later, well, very recently, I never did this before, but very recently, I started to write my own songs and stuff. Unfortunately, when I start singing them, I end up going into someone else's song, so that's fun. Uh, and I mean, I've been doing drums for the past 31 years, and the past and guitar since I was about 15. So there's quite a contrast there between one of the, if not the oldest instrument,
Okay.
right the way up to aside from the voice, drums are one of the most. One of the drums are at least the oldest instrument dating back 30,000 years.
Mhm.
Not what we see now, but banging on things was communication, especially
Mhm.
with in the Stone Age and the very early on.
Absolutely. And actually, when I was trying to look for a song where you were playing the drums, the one that I played earlier, I found that you were playing those traditional Middle Eastern tablas, I think what they're called. And bam, 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 bam. It was really cool to watch you do that because I've actually
And
seen that happen live too.
not on my channel.
No, there was one. I think I'll share the video with you later because maybe I may be confusing something, but you were using your hands to play something. I that okay. I may be confusing myself. How about that?
If
So
that, if that, if you found that, it's not my channel. It's probably someone else's channel. But
okay. I'll double check my source on that. I double check my source on that. But before I make myself a little too crazy about figuring out where I saw, why don't we welcome the people who've joined us live?
I can't. I can only see the one that I'm connected to.
Oh, okay. All right. So why don't we say hello? Well, this is me. Hi, Lisa. Thank you very much for joining, and happy Sunday to you as well. Leslie Flowers agreed. I don't know what you're agreeing with because I don't see anything about Leslie Flowers coming in live, but I
Nor
have
do
a
I actually.
yeah. So anyone who is typing comments, please know that we can only read what we see. It's not like we're ignoring you. Maybe there's some kind of a glitch with StreamYard, like it always is. So apologies in advance. Please do not be upset. We just can't see anything. Adrian, hello. Nice to see you. Happy Sunday. Daddy Kenny is here. Savor the flavor and the awesomeness in everyone. And we know that your brain is wired differently. You've made that clear plenty of times, so thank you very much. And yes, we will savor the flavor of the awesomeness in that. Hi, Bill. Thank you very much for joining. Love that. Yes, I love my hat too. It's pretty great. And then Lisa Favek. I get. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bill. I don't know what's going on, but we're doing what we
I didn't
can.
even see that one.
Oh, you don't see that one? Okay.
No way.
And then thanks for the invite, Adrian. Yep. And then we have someone named Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey.
He
Thank you
done
very
my. He
much
done
for
my. He done
joining.
my.
Perfect. And drums. There you go. Maybe you have another fellow drummer. And then Adrian, thank you very much for being here. Jeffrey and Jeffrey again. Nice to meet everyone who I haven't met before, and thank you all for joining. Really appreciate you being here and learning more about one of our LinkedIn friends here who I've never had the opportunity to talk to before. This is our first interaction officially, so it's a very good thing. And if you have any questions for our guest, please feel free to share them. I would love to have him answer any questions that you have. That would be awesome. So, getting back to our conversation, uh, Joel.
Mm.
So, when it comes to how sound affects us in different ways,
Yep.
and we're not just talking about music. We're talking about the singing part. We're talking about people screaming and all of that. And I know that some people, when they hear other people scream, it's like something goes off in their brain or in their mind that they just absolutely cannot handle
Yeah.
that. But for you, when it comes to the loud noises of singing live or playing the loud drums, how does that work for you? Do you have any sensory issues with sound? How does that play a role in your life?
No, I suppose the only annoying sound I had was when I was in school. Nail, chalkboard, nails. Yeah. No.
The screeching sound is like, oh my goodness, the
And
worst.
the chalk on the board. I mean, like, it's so annoying.
I I totally understand. I totally understand. And then the it's the worst feeling when, like you said, the chalk on the board, the noise of it, and then the
Yeah.
teacher or whoever's typing stuff over there, they make a mistake. They have to
Mechanical
erase the whole.
keyboards.
Yeah, and it's just
Mm.
like nail screeching, all of that.
We've
So
been there, we've done it, moving on.
yes, absolutely. Moving on. I talk too much. Okay.
We've been in the era of mechanical keyboards. We've been in the era of chalkboards. Move on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So now that we've moved on from all of that stuff, but current day in 2025,
Mm.
what is something that would be the equivalent of chalks and all that for you right now?
Someone who really can't sing,
Someone who, I'm sorry, what was that?
really can't sing,
Really cannot sing.
really
Oh,
can't sing. Yeah,
okay, okay. Then I guess you don't really want
completely tone deaf. I'm like, didn't even bother. I'm out. I'm off.
that. I mean, then I'm glad that so I really cannot sing. I'm glad that you've never heard me sing, which is a blessing for you.
Yeah,
And
it's
then,
more annoying when the men try.
oh,
It's
but
also more annoying when the men try and then get a record deal because their father's stinking rich.
that's right. Any examples you would like to share with us?
Keen, the
Who?
band Keen, the band
Oh,
Keen, Bob Dylan,
Bob Dylan, of course, of course. Anyone else agree with Joel's choices on
Keen,
terrible
Bob
male
Dylan.
singers? For me, it's Taylor Swift.
She's alright. She can sing.
She's all right. No, but what I'm
But I do agree. She should pick. She just should just pick a lane and stay in it. Not
yes,
just not flip between country and pop. Pick one. Stay there.
yeah. But the other point too about what you said earlier was about the father being stinking rich.
Yeah.
Um, that's also another alley of her to become what she is right now. So definitely
I
understand.
wasn't under the impression that her father was that wealthy, but I could be wrong.
He had shares in the company that she signed to, so that's how it was.
Uh,
Let's not go in there. Let's not go in that territory. But okay,
yeah.
bad singers or singers with who are
Mhm.
deaf tone, mostly male, and any genre in particular that you are not fond of.
I think that people, I might get a few sideways looks here, but I think I wouldn't. I don't like it. And you can ask any musician this question. I don't like anyone who does DJs. I really don't. Um,
You
or
don't like
anyone who's in a genre which is effectively not using real instruments. Come on,
you
you're
don't like
literally pushing
jazz?
us out of a job here.
Oh, okay, then how do you feel about AI music? Music created through AI? No,
No,
not at,
no,
not at all. Okay.
hell no.
Hell no. All right. And like I said earlier, everybody, anybody who's listening to us and has questions for Joel, please do share them in the chat. And if we are able to see them, then hopefully our guest will be able to answer those questions. So the next thing I have for you, Joel, is you living with autism. How does that shape your relationship with music? How Was it more of a healing process that you went to music for, or is that your creative expression, or the fact that music helped you be understood? How is that? How is your matchmaking with music?
It's more of the at that well certainly in the early days it was more my if you like first language.
Okay.
Um, then came English, but only after a few years, only after delayed, very
Yeah.
much delayed. Um, music was my first language, and
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So that's what that you're one of the reasons, or you are the reason why I labeled today's topic as musical autism, because I think that subject fits you really well. Because autism isn't just like, it can have their creativity aspect to it
yeah,
too, and there's much admiration for that, at least from my side. So okay, so we're still talking about music, we're still talking
yeah.
about relationship with music. And also, just as a reminder to those who came in late, our guest is also a drum teacher or a drum instructor, and he has his students of various different age groups. So how do you how do you go about navigating social constructs of people? I know I get anxiety when I'm around a lot of people, and when there's people watching me do something. Like in your case, let's say I'm helping them teach drums or whatever. I get nervous, but how do you walk around, or how do you go about doing that?
It's taken time. I've only just started doing what I'm doing, but it took even longer really when I spoke for the very first time at Toro, and I realized I'm not behind something over here. I'm behind the screen, or behind the drum kit.
Mhm.
Um, when you're just standing behind the lectern, yeah, that wasn't a fun experience, but it was certainly what I needed to do because I wanted to do I do want to branch out, but it wasn't fun the first time, no. Um, but with regard to teaching, it's one on one, no problem. Roman Roman one is slightly more challenging, but not as challenging as I thought it would be. Um, and drummers normally get shoved to the back of the stage anyway nowadays, and the focus is normally on the singer, so that tends to help. Although I wish it wasn't like that, but it's become that.
Yeah. So aside from sitting in the back and just kind of hiding, what other strategies have you implemented to help you with social constructs when it comes to teaching or even performing with in front of a huge group of people?
Well, teaching is I teach from this same book I learned from 20 odd years ago. So I
Oh,
teach that method because it works. Um, and performing in front of a room of people, depending on what the performance is, speaking for the first time ever is is challenging for anyone, and even more so for someone on the spectrum, I'm sure. Uh, but performing for me is behind the drums and stuff. It wasn't that challenging because I saw the drums as a protective shield around my entire being,
mm,
and I was in my element as well. So
okay. So if it wasn't for music, right? So just say that let's say that we were living in back in the day in caveman times, and there was no music, the communication with sounds did not exist. what would be your alternate in your alternate universe, what would be the equivalent of music for you?
Well, music didn't exist, true, but drumming, or at least the action of it, did. Um, Drumming, singing, some sort of singing did uh, exist back then. Um, so I probably would have been probably the same, but medically I wouldn't have survived.
So when you said medically I wouldn't have been I wouldn't survive, what do you mean by that?
I've got a ridiculous name. I've got a condition with a ridiculous name.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. So it's the maple syrup something, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I am not from Canada.
Now you're from the United Kingdom, born and raised.
Yes. No,
Yes.
I don't come with pancakes. Uh,
Oh, pancakes. Uh, don't remind me of pancakes. They're very, very addictive.
yes.
Yes, I have to agree with you on that. And since you mentioned singing quite a bit, do you have a song that you like to sing frequently? That's your favorite?
I'm not sure if I can say that with the class on here.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're open and progressive people here.
I'm talking about StreamYard or LinkedIn banning it.
Oh no, trust me, Joel. If you've been to our Sing Your Heart Out evenings, you'll there's been interesting sounds and music, so you'll be fine. Don't worry.
Not the condition, my friend. Maybe the food version, but not the medical condition.
Okay, sounds fantastic. All right. So, okay. We only have 15 more minutes left within the hour. So, once again, anybody else who has anything to share that you would like to ask or just share what inspires you about Joel, that would be this is the time to do that live. So please feel free to leave them in the comments. That would be freaking amazing. And Joel, just for you
Yes.
as a human being, as a as an awesome human being, what would you like to share with our audience about stigmas around autism and neurodivergence itself?
Stigmas are very in any sort of whichever way you spin it, stigmas are my view, and I'm sure most people's view, stigmas are completely wrong and should not really be in a society which is non-judgmental. I mean, if you say you're not a judgmental society, then and you're stigmatizing, that is judging. So doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And that's and also accept enough of this awareness month. Yeah, we get awareness. Now we need acceptance. We need to move on to the next A. Um,
Makes sense. And I wanted to ask you, I don't know how much experience you have in a corporate world environment, but how would you suggest employers to support their employees who may be living with autism, regardless of the extremity or the intensity? Like, what would you suggest employers do to support those employees?
well, first of all, I would say listen. Secondly, this is exactly why people who are autistic um, mask during the interview stage, because if you say that in your interview, your resume goes in the trash and you go out the door. Um, And that's one thing that I uh well, not experienced in that way, but I experienced in the within the workplace of my last job before I opened up my own and started on my own. Uh, Never worked with family. It doesn't work very well. Um, and what companies should be doing is just, you want to know what autism's like, just ask the fucking person. And if they can't speak, get an get an aid to help. But ask the fucking person. Don't assume. I was always taught never to assume anything.
You are so right about that. And I am so sorry my internet messed up and I basically missed your conversation a little bit earlier. But
It's bit
but in a nutshell, I do agree that we should never assume anything about anyone or their capabilities, because who knows that the person living with autism can outsmart you in things that you didn't even think that was possible. So and I'm not just talking about in the corporate work environment or anything like that. It can be in
Mhm.
any area. And also, I do want to share that somebody named Jeffrey wrote what inspires them about you. Well, not the blueberry pancakes, but
Wow.
there you go. Joel inspires me by using his neurodivergence to his advantage in mastering an amazing skill. Look at that. You have fans. Uh, and I don't know if Jeremy was trying to say this about you or if about Kenny, because you're both truth tellers.
Kenny
So
had no filter.
Kenny has no filter. You are absolutely right. Uh, have you heard the conversations I have on stage with the guests on Noni Virani's show, Savor the Flavor for the Awesomeness in Them? They are very much.
I think when you come to social subject chat, I get a fairly good idea of what sort of conversations you have with the guests on the show.
Oh, so those conversations are completely different, Joel. If you ever come to one of the other late night events, at least from my
Right?
side, it would be super early for you. But the types of things that come out of Kenny's mouth and that come out of my mouth, they're not something that are very LinkedIn friendly.
I can imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have 10 more minutes, people, whoever's joining us. If you there you go. See, I'm a Joel fan. There you go. Oh, I think I'm a Joel fan too. This is my first time ever really having a proper conversation with the guest. So I am very, very excited about that as well. And I'm all about music as well. But I think the last 10 minutes, Joel, you can tell us about the organization that you have,
Mhm.
that you built. Please do share because I don't know anything about it.
I built the organization where what I work in off the back of an unceremonious re- let being let go from my cousin's company because I'm different. No. um, but I created the organization to effectively. At first, it was I wouldn't. At first, it was I would never sort of work for anyone else again, sort of thing. I was done by then, and then it became about if you want something doing, do it yourself. And no company in the world ever caters right to people on the spectrum. So I decided to do something about that. And Now I've got the UK, which might be closing soon anyway because that no one gets over here. And I've got an entity in America as well, which I started this year, and we're also now launching the, I believe, world's first neurodivergent friendly and run record label.
That is so awesome. That is so freaking amazing. And please let us know, me and the audience, as to how we can support you to make this happen because we need more I shouldn't say exposure, but more awareness of neurodivergence in general, especially when it comes to arts cuz like I
Mm.
said earlier, the stereotype is math, science, whatever, but there's
Yeah.
other side to it too. So, uh yes, please do let us know what we can do to support you, and everyone else who's listening. Please feel free to add Joe on your LinkedIn profile, connect with him. Uh, I don't know if you can see his name on my poster board at the very in the back, not poster board, my backdrop. But feel free to use my comment section for that as well, because his name is on the top of everything. So that would be awesome, and that is, I think, something that the sponsor of today's episode, Erica Spring, she is a neurodivergent therapist herself. So that is something that she would appreciate as well to learn about. And Erica, if you're here, thank you very much for sponsoring today's episode. It's really, really, really appreciated. Um, I hope that we can work together after this as well. So yes, and oh, you have one more. You have more compliments coming in. Joel, I appreciate you getting to the point of truth others skate around on. I don't know what's happening here, but Daddy Kenny right before that said, "I'm not talking about out." I don't know what's happening there, so we will leave it at that to have their own conversation. Um, so yes, 7 minutes. So why don't we go ahead and say thank you to you, Joel, for being here, for taking the time. I know it's
Welcome.
almost 6 p.m. for you in England or the United Kingdom. It's almost 10 a.m. for me. And I woke up early today just to meet Joel, okay? So I just want you to know that I appreciate your presence and I appreciate what you're doing. And I would not wake up this early for anyone else on a Sunday. So, oh, why am I showing this? I guess.
Oh,
Okay,
I also help run live events as well. So
there you go. If our guest story resonates with you in any way, another reason to connect with him if he runs live events and if you guys want to collaborate, please feel free to do so. That would be freaking amazing. And Jeffrey, I do agree. This was fabulous. I love learning about new people, especially if they're neurodivergent and doing well for themselves. I mean, why wouldn't you want to learn about them, right? So, Joel, any closing words before we re-show the video of you drumming?
I
And
believe I think there's another couple there as well. But you did ask me before if there's anything that anyone can do. Um, One is sharing, doing all that stuff, and even if you wanted to, what we do with what we do with when we get employed when we get people on board is instead of finding a person to fit the role, we get the person in, we have a chat with the one in question, we find out their strengths, what they can do, what they can't do, and we build a role around their strengths. And no one else does that, I don't think. Um, and if they do, they don't publicly say it. But the so sharing, uh, spreading the word, and of course, um, subscribing to any of our YouTube, any of my YouTube channel or the company one as well. Which I believe is linked to mine as well. So that's all free. And then if you want to be adventurous, I'm sending you it. No need because I can't send in the. You can then go onto that as well and support the company that way. Apparently it's shocking, I know. So unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. We haven't got a US bank yet. We're working on that. Apparently, most of them have a problem with a foreign owner having super majority control of their own company.
No,
Uh,
they do. They do. I used to work for a bank, and I know it was very complicated to have international clients.
which is a bit annoying.
Yes.
But if and connections as well. I mean, if anyone had any connections in investors or stuff like that to really get the ball rolling, then um, let's make it happen. Hopefully, open up the bank account in the States and get that, close this down, close the UK down, get this up and start where we are actually targeting.
Where are you targeting?
We're targeting the US because you guys, A, want entrepreneurs, B, want neurodivergents, and C, are privatized industries. So monthly, it's a ready-made cash cow.
No, I meant where in the United States. Like, is there a specific?
And so we registered in Florida, but we were targeting all over. So we're targeting we with the record label with the entire company as a whole. We're targeting every single area of the US with the record label. We are coming after the big six that make life a living hell for most artists.
I get it. I'm in California. All the Hollywood and record labels are right here.
Yeah,
So,
and I was there in 2019, so I know.
oh,
I had the pleasure of walking down the Hollywood Walk of Shame. I mean, saying.
that is great. I'm so glad you got to experience that. But
Yes, the Uber driver got lost when he was taking us to the Hollywood bus tour. So this is another reason why video games are extremely educational as well. Um, I had to direct him
oh,
to Hollywood, Central Hollywood, where the bus tour was near Beverly Hills, and he turned around before we started and said, "How do you know that?" I said, "Well, I am British. I play a PlayStation. I play Grand Theft Auto, and I know California better than my own flipping country because once again of video game."
this is so cool.
So I learned geography from GTA. I've learned history from Assassin's Creed.
This is freaking amazing. I need to start playing video games too so I can learn about other geographical locations as well. This is awesome. See, now you're more of an inspiration than you thought. So, but I did get your link, Joel. I'll go and post that on the LinkedIn comment section too, so everyone has access to that. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you especially for being here. We're on the hour, so folks who weren't here earlier, I played one of Joel's drumming videos, so we'll go ahead and close out with that. And once again, Mr. Felsenstein, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're a very busy person, and being here and sharing your story with us is very, very meaningful to me. So I really appreciate you donating your time to us. And hopefully, we can all make awesome connections and move forward and learn more about each other.
Yeah, pick another video which no one has seen yet.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
I'm
What?
sorry, the one that I just uploaded is not ready to go live yet. It's ready to go live at the end of the week.
Oh, okay. Got it. Sounds good.
Unfortunately.
This was the only one I could find that had only you in it.
No, no. Doesn't
Uh,
need to be only me. I do collaborations as well.
okay, let me go back to your channel. You were born January 2nd.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Was okay. Nice. Okay, I found something else that's called drum cover magic.
Yeah, that's probably the one. Well, I can't tell you which song that is, but
Under it was a woman singing in the
yeah,
beginning.
I can't tell you which song that is, but I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, I'll share that then, and then share your YouTube with everyone else in the comments as well. Okay, let's do this. Let's close it out with this song.
I'm coming, I do.
Baby, I'll pray for you.
Okay.
Baby, I'll stay with you. You want me to wait for you for 1,000 years? I'll wait. Yeah. My drug is your smiling face. Anything you need, I'll find a way. All I need from you is you. Yeah. Babe, when I lay my head, I think about you in my bed. Feeling your warmth against me while I fall asleep. Yeah. No, you don't know how perfect you are. You're my miracle, and all I need from you is you. Yeah. So come on over, baby. Here's my soul. I never ever wanna let you go. So lean in closer, baby. Here's my heart. And kiss me up until the sun turns dark. Baby, I'm glad to lose. If it means I still have you, I don't need no cash, 'cause all my riches are with you. Yeah. We fit so perfectly. Now I'm standing on one knee. All I need from you is you. Yeah. So come on over, baby. Here's my soul. I never ever wanna let you go. So lean in closer, baby. Here's my heart. And kiss me up until the sun turns dark. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Uh, whoops. Sorry. Whenever StreamYard is on, my computer just slows down. So that was another song by Mr. Feldstein. And with that, we're going to close out for the day. Thank you again, Joel. And thank you again, Erica Spring, for Spring Services for sponsoring this episode. I really appreciate you both. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Take care, everyone. Bye.